Jason and Medea, the story of the Golden Fleece, told in verse in 4 parts by Story Nori. Part 3, Princess Medea. It is a youthful traveller, only just a man, so pretty, so witty, it is a pity I can't quite understand what this feeling inside me is. My pulse begins to race. I'm so aware I do not dare to look straight into his face. And he was barely more than a boy. But oh boy, what a boy! His dark eyes lit by lies, and a look that was coy. I quite forgot me. My name is Medea, a student in the art of wild witchcraft. My name men should fear. I'm rich, I'm smart, I'm full of art, and this is what I say. I might be 17, but I know what I mean. I will have my way. My father's name is Aeetes. He's king around these parts. This land of Colchis is kissed by the gods, wine, women, arts. A fog from the gods wrapped our city, and Jason just appeared, a noble man from a long-lived clan, though the way he appeared was weird. And heaven must have helped him then. My guess, a goddess. It might have been Aphrodite, I think. She is never modest. This young upstart Greek had come to seek my father's golden fleece. He had a cheek, that Greek, to come and seek the fleece of gold for Greece. Then my dad, though his rule is to be cruel, invited Jason in, and a banquet put on for the guest who had come to take from him. Jason spoke with a low, manly voice. Perhaps he was putting it on. No war with Georgia, no war with no one. War was not why he had come. Perhaps some service he could perform. Could the king suggest a quest? And the price that was nice was the fleece for Greece. The Argo would bring it back west. And turning to me, my father spoke softly. This is men's table talk, Medea, my dear. You grow bored, I fear. I suggest you take a walk. And so, I suppose, I stretched and rose and slipped out silkily. For I could hear from a place that was near, up on the minstrel balcony. And my father drank wine and spoke his mind. I suppose you've heard of Troy. Warriors from Greece don't come east in peace. And Jason looked hurt, like a friendship had burst, and he seemed like a little boy. Don't speak to me of that cruel history. No need to talk of Troy. And my father softened, or so it seemed. I knew his hard heart by now. My boy, you have shoulders that could easily move boulders, like an ox that pulls the plough. This is the task I ask, not hard. I have a field outside the city. Take these, the dragon's teeth, and sow them beneath the earth that's dark and gritty. And my young pretty sap did not run into this trap. He pondered and he thought. Why would he ask a task not hard for a fleece that could not be bought? The craft he couldn't see, and at last he agreed, Little did he know that a dead army of men would grow up again as soon as he began to sow. And those skeleton men would fight again. See, the dead cannot be killed, for the god of war long, long before this terrible curse had willed. And a fearful fact that he did not know, those fields were full of toil. No harmless oxen plod Ares' farm, but bulls must plough the soil. And then my boy hero stood up to go, perfect to my eyes, the shoulders of a man, the grace of a girl. He was doomed by my father's lies. And when he was well away from the men, my father laughed and said, "The bulls will destroy that precocious boy, and as soon as he is safely dead, we shall shove a great rock from a high hilltop and smash his ship to bits. And never more shall pirates plague our shore, whether game is double or quits." Need I say, in tears and dismay, I tore my hair and my cheeks? My fingers were red where my face had bled. I was hot, I was cold, I was weak. For in my heart I knew my father was cruel. He never went back on a threat. Still worse, he knew no mercy. Not once had he relented yet. That night I dreamed of frightful scenes. It was I that yoked the bull. It was I that sowed the teeth beneath the earth so fearful. When the impossible feat was neatly completed, I turned to my father and said, "Now give the fleece of gold to Greece, and Jason the boy I'll wed." By daughter betrayed, father raged. My father flew at me. "There's nothing so bad that brings out the mad as to break with family." Then I woke in a sweat. The sheets were wet, and my temperature as high as a kite. I crept out of bed into the cool corridor, and there I caught a fright. For standing in front of me was him, you see. Yes, the boy, Jason. I refused his embrace. I stung his face, and back into my room did hasten. Then he called to me, knocking softly on my door. In my heart, I hoped that he would. "Medea, my dear, no need for fear. I give my word to be good." I opened up slowly, and there in front of me he stood. We were like two trees that grow side by side, open their arms wide, and sway together in the breeze. We did not touch, though the feeling was such that I will never forget. Our souls surged, our minds merged, and still we hadn't touched yet. Nothing to say. He pulled himself away, like he was leaving home forever. Then, taking his chance, he gave me a glance, and I knew we had to be together. Now, not only have I looks, but I'm learned in books. I know my potions and lotions. There's no harm, I see, in pharmacy. My fingers put magic in motion. I lit the fire that burned like desire and stirred my ingredients in. There's power in my powder and verve in my herbs. And with a flash, my fun begins. Then, stealing stealthily down to the sea, by the path I knew as a child, I found the forbidden boat hidden in a place that was dark and wild. It was the Argo, all right. A magnificent sight. as long as it was strong. And the men slept around on the stony ground as I carefully crept on. My hero now sat by the prow. My Jason did not sleep. A lotion I gave him and told him to bathe in it. That lotion would be his safe keep. And that was the third part of Jason and Medea, told by me, Natasha, and written for Story Nori by Bertie. I'll be back soon with the fourth and final part, in which we will find out if Jason really does manage to get the golden fleece for Greece. And our production of Jason and Medea has fantastic music by Gabriella Bernal and stunning illustrations by Nick Hayes. So drop by soon at storynori.com for the whole effect. For now, from me, Natasha, bye bye!